Hi, we're Tom and Jennie Seals with Legendairy Farms. We farm here in Beaver, Oregon, which is in Tillamook County on the North Oregon coast. And we also farm with our son Colton. We have about 135 cows going through the milking parlor right now. And we've been to Denmark once in our life. We went in August of 2008, and we had used Danish genetics prior to that visit, and since then we've probably used even more Danish genetics.
My name is Tom Seals, and just a couple things I was going to mention was a little unique to our operation is the milk market we're in here in Tillamook County, and we're paid on a high-fat cheese yield formula, and which makes us a little unique to the rest of the country. And I think our biggest drive to looking to Denmark for genetics was the component value of the milk, and how the Danish genetics, I think, didn't let that component percent fall like we did in the U.S. And we had we felt lower component cows than we really should have, and so we were looking to improve our cheese yield, and that was probably one of the biggest drivers, along with looking for outcross genetics, and it really made perfect sense. We tried bulls from both New Zealand, Australia type genetics, and Danish genetics, and we really were probably most impressed with the Danish genetics. It fit our milk market component wise. We kind of felt just getting that outcross blood, we felt the calves were more robust, and we gained some, I almost want to say, inbreed heterosis. We felt we really had healthy cows, and so when we we used quite a few Danish genetics, some older bulls, Limvig, and had some good success. And then in '08 we got a chance to go to Denmark, and I think we were really impressed with the cows we saw there. I think the one thing that impressed me a lot was the integrity of the bull test, how the bulls were proven out in Denmark, and I really had a lot of faith in going forward and using more Danish genetics. And after we saw a lot of good daughters of Zick and DJ Bell, and those are just a couple that come to my mind. But when we got back home, we really we used Danish genetics real heavy in our herd, and we used bulls like DJ Bell. We used a lot of Zick. We used Q-Laugh. We used a lot of bulls. I think we were pretty gung-ho, and used kind of some maybe not really heavily marketed Danish bulls in the United States, but we kind of got our hands on a lot of different bulls. And the reality is, in our herd today, there's probably not one cow that doesn't have some Danish influence in her. I'd have to look through there, but most of them, whether it's a daughter of a Danish bull or a grandson, or there is Danish blood in probably every one of these cows. And probably the biggest thing is just picking our component level up. We felt we gained so much. I'd love to have the numbers to see how much we gain in our butterfat percent, but I know today, like this winter, we were running a 5.5 butterfat with probably 57, 58 pounds of milk, and over 4% protein, and that's kind of where we wanted to be. But we probably came, before we started using Danish genetics, we were probably at a 4.5, 4.6 butterfat, and probably the same amount of milk. So that's kind of been our breeding philosophy in our herd, in my family's herd, is just trying to put a higher value milk in that same size udder is how I like to look at it. And I think we gained longevity, cow longevity, and I think it's a priority in my mind to keep the component level high and breed for longevity. And Danish Genetics has, I think, helped us do that.